How? Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things and kind of an esoteric Sherlock Holmes. I hope nobody gets mad, comes after me, say, you say Sherlock ... Holmes. I mean, it's slangy, but people like to put me in my place. You can't use my words different. Okay, just give me a list of all the things I should and should not do, and then let me read them, and then I'll emerge. Emerge is a new Marge. Do you like my... This is the VA's solution to my migraines. I get migraines. There's about 3 days out of the month that I don't have a migraine. I don't take the pills they recommend because I did that and it broke things. They gave me an antidepressant that had a 31% suicide rate. And I'm not saying I didn't have the free will not to drink, but after I started taking those pills, it became a better idea. Then I tapered myself off by opening the tablet, taking them as they recommended, and then after 2 weeks I opened the capsule and I'd pour a little out, and I'd take those for about 2 weeks, and then I'd open the capsule and I'd pour a little bit more out, and I tapered myself off. Because they just want people to make money. I don't even get to see a doctor. I get to see a fucking PA that went to school in goddamn Des Moines. I ain't even worth, So, I don't even get my full rating. I just quit fighting. Because I can't win, so I don't fight anymore. It's just going to kill me. It just makes my pains worse. So, my headaches are because my spine is the curvature of my spine. And so this is their solution. They gave me this device. Now, when I looked into it, because I was going to buy it out of pocket, but I didn't have any income at the time, and it was $399. And when I got the invoice from the VA, send it with the invoice, I ended up I went down the distribution route to find out who was funding it. They're like, well, it's associated to your rating, so it's on us. It's on us. I'm like, can you pay me what I'm worth, please? Can that be on you? But what they do with the VA, it's just another business. And then they have marketing and stuff like that, I get emails about 3 times a week of all the neat stuff that I can get from being the advantage of being a membership, of being a veteran, that good old boys club. And so it has a negative, positive, and then it sends pulses. It might be dead. Oh, no, it's not. There it goes. Oh, yeah. Woo! Woo! It's all tingly. You see the light going? Bloop, bloop, bloop. I don't like it. I hate it. It doesn't help with my headaches. It's a fucking novelty. It's a $600 fucking gadget toy. And that's why there's a freaking... I just looked it up this morning. Because I hadn't looked it up in a while, and they inflate the budget like they inflate their ego so they can pay for this shit, and they go around and tell everyone, look at what we do because we care. Military budget for the fiscal year 2020, Department of Defense budget authority is approximating $721.5 billion to kill people and to ruin lives. You feel safe? You feel safe? Feel safe? Doesn't seem fair, does it? When the cracks of society just keep getting wider and wider, it doesn't seem fair at all. But people live their lives to let their spirit experience these things, and they draw them, the things that they draw themselves to, man, they could draw themselves into so much goodness living from the heart. But people live from their ego. And they perish. They live from their ego, and they don't learn the karma, and then bad things happen. And I've seen it ever since. I've been keeping extra close track of the accounts of different stories here and there. I need to get pineapple juice. It's natural expectorant. And I've been huffing on this flower that is egoic. It's dense. I don't like it. I don't know which one it is, or I'd just freaking give it to the smoke gods, you know. As thank you for your contribution, you know. Sometimes you just gotta pour one out for the homie and waste some stuff. You don't gotta save and scrimp and do all, you know. Ain't nothing no 100%. That's why I never grasp no 100% on any reality. Because when somebody starts focusing on the idea of one reality being true, then that's when the fanatic is born, and now we live in a world of fanatics. I don't like the fanatic. I like when people are balanced and even keel and shit, you know. Then I get less fidgety. I get less bouncy. Anyway, so there's a golfer had the same storyline as Payne Stewart. I love Payne Stewart, man. Because I golf, you know. I let my ego get bruised and didn't set that course. I always had bad ankles, so I was like in like the freaking slow kids PE and stuff, and I hated running, so I would do whatever I could to get out of shit. Running anyway. The fitness standard test. No, I don't run, but I could do all the other stuff. I just fucking hate running because I have bad ankles. So they always roll and it hurts, and then I don't get to finish running anyway, and then I'm in pain. And it's just like, just don't make me do it. So when I was a sophomore in high school, CVHS, proud Falcon, don't know, anyway, I was in the remedial PE class, and we got to do shuffleboard. I fucking love shuffleboard, man. I was just born an old man. I like all the old man stuff. Play shuffleboard, and I'm pretty good at it too. And wiffle ball golf and stuff like that. And the teacher of that remedial, of course, she was the golf course. She's like, Marge, you got actually a really good solid swing. You got something to this. You actually have potential in this, and people don't usually see potential in me, so I was like, nah, shut up, right? So I was excited about it, and it was about 14, 15. My dad was an avid golfer at this time. He was golfing 3-4 times a week down in Atascadero. That's why he doesn't got no money now. And we went out golfing, and he always liked to make fun of me. I was always made the butt of the joke, and you know, I mean, she said I had potential. She didn't say I reached it yet, and he just made fun of me the whole time. She said, "What? Oh, you're supposed to be good. I thought you were supposed to be good," you know. And he was just sucking off resources from working at the state mental hospital at Atascadero, and I was just a 15-year-old girl, you know. So I just was like, "Fuck it, I don't need to play golf." And that's how people get you. That's how people get you. So that's kind of why I talk this. I'm calling this talk. Nah, it's not for me. Is because whatever. It used to be this ideology that I believed in, that the more you cared about something, you had to fight for it. Because if you love it, you got to fight for it. Because it was drilled into me. That was all that old programming. But you let that old programming fall away, and you start getting your own programming. And the ideas that you can give yourself are substantially better, far more adequate for your well-being. You know, there's so much better stuff in the world than the people that are just trying to tell you bad shit all the time. Look at this and look at that. Isn't it awful? Isn't this awful? Yeah, it's terrible. Why are you showing it to me? I've seen enough gross shit in my life. I know what's out there. I tell people all the time what's out there, so they read energy. You know, and people keep getting more and more into their ego. My oldest dog, Artie Pants, he's 11 years old. He was named after the character in Glee. I used to watch that show. That's why I got him, because it was all so destined to be. And Artie's short for Arthur, and Arthur was my dog that died a year prior. I had 17 years, and it was also meant to be, and he's adorable, and he's just, you know. He's a good old boy, Art Pants, and he was born on the same birthday as my brother, and boy, is no joke. Animals, people, rocks, energy, personality is a personality date defined by the instant it's been realized. You know, its birth, its incarnation, and so there's a story of ego. Oh, Payne Stewart, I was talking about Payne Stewart and the golfer after the eclipse, man, the crazy stories, because people live in an ego and they haven't been cleaning up their karma, and they just been collecting all the gold rings and all going around collecting as years pass, they keep collecting gold rings and they keep all the gold rings for themselves, and all these other people are like, nobody else gets the experience of the gold ring because the same people keep going around grabbing the same gold rings, and it's just not fair. It's very imbalanced. It's very, very imbalanced. And people that want all the gold rings, that in itself is an imbalance in themselves. And the fact that people just get good with, well, I never get no fucking gold ring, so I'm good with whatever. But it's not really like that. It's, we're good with whatever. With whatever life throws at us, we're going to be okay, because we're just going to make fun of, we're just going to look at the bright side in it. And there are people that have everything. They have all the money in the world, and they still can't see no silver lining in their goddamn life. They still can't find happiness. It's just becoming more and more prevalent that money can't buy happiness. And there's another example every day. People are seeing. People are living in their ego. People are dying. Naya's gone. She's gone. Left her 4-year-old baby boy in a boat. For how long? I wonder what that's what I think about. As an empath, I sit with that boy. When I know of stories of the account, and I hear account, wake up and I see stories of those account, she's been missing since 9:30, you know, 4-year-old boy found in a boat, mom swimming, the mom was fleeced, you know. See, it doesn't matter to me who the person is, it's just the more pronounced, the more exposure the person is, the bigger lesson it should be for the rest of us. See? It was her ego. I used to follow her on Instagram 4 years ago, I did, and then I'm like, nope, she's dipping into her ego. I can't. And then we lost course. She went that way, I went this way. Whichever way. Now, I mean, I looked at her pictures of like recent, and you know what the saddest thing is? You know what the saddest thing is, I think? I looked at her last picture, because this is something I do. I look at the last thing, you know, just to see what their heart space is. You know, where are they at when they meet their maker? Where are they at when they meet their source? Are they gonna, I hope they rest in peace. Right? And I'm a little upset, my phone's not loading. It happens when I get worked up. Oh, sorry, Bubba's. It's a picture of, oh, sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Relax. Easy. His bub. It was a beautiful picture, tender picture of she and her boy. And it says, just the two of us. And I was like, God damn it. Now there's just one. You know? You know, people, I'm all about OPSEC and security and having fun and having a good time. But there's just things that you do and that just aren't smart. You know? And I'm geeky adamant about it, because I worked with men like Sergeant Mattice, man. That dude was fucking built like fucking Chuck Norris in his day. Like, that dude was like a definition of fitness standards. I mean, he was, and he ironically, I think he left in spirit though. I don't know, but he was out in Beale, Yuba City, California. I was worked with him at Offutt, but he was out, and it was Father's Day weekend, and the boy, it was his stepson. He loved him like as his own, as far as I know. Maybe he didn't, but they were on the water. They were next to a creek, river, rapids, rushing water. Boy falls in, dad, sergeant jumps in, out, you know. He died, you know, and he's one of the ones that you think, oh, he's fit, you know, but when it's your time, it's your time. When it's your, Jared Goetti, and I went to high school with him, freaking just a good kid, just a good heart, you know, see, in every kindergarten class, and you know who the people are, every 6th grade, people are usually still like they were in kindergarten, or they become more of a dick. And then like 8th grade, more like they were in kindergarten, more of a dick, more ego, more spirit. High school, are they, are they the guy on the team that's just nice to everybody? It's just, just likes to play the sports, or is he the forerunt that just wins everything, that just everybody thinks is a really cool guy but is really a dipshit, but because he looks like all the other cool guys that have been cool before him, and because his dad was a cool guy when he went there before, that it's just that club of cool. Well, people don't get to rest on their laurels of who their face looks like before anymore. Because what they're finding out now is their faces are tied to people that ain't good. That ain't good. It's a two-way street. And people are very psychological. That's all that people, they're light. We admit light. We're very tactile. And that people that aren't like that, people that don't receive, it's a trippy thing. I've been looking at people's faces because I'm big on haircuts, and I would love to talk to hairstylists about this. How many face structures there are. Mostly people, there's only so many faces that people have in the world. That's why when a pretty face is, to me, is like a face that I've never seen before, and I've been all over the world and I've seen faces everywhere, and all I see is the same faces, same people, same personality over and over and over and over. Working harder, hardly working. Gonna watch the big game, go Huskers. I'm gonna go to the College World Series this year. What about the top 10? What about the Big Pac? Marge, want to go to a Big Pac 10 game? No. All that freaking mundane, just trite. It's a merry-go-round of distraction that people create to perpetuate money and reindeer games and false ideas and egoic hierarchical systems, just to divert the lame man from the fact that he got a goddamn spirit. He's got powers, like superpowers, like reading people's. It's not like reading, well, I guess it's kind of reading people's thoughts, because people have made themselves so predictable. I can just only imagine what they're thinking, and mostly people just think stupid, lame bullshit, like farts are funny, and let's see, how much of the percentage of the population spend their time, money, effort into putting their body parts in other people's body parts to just chase sensations. Where and the intent isn't to create. It's not to create life. No, it's to have a go. And it's all that seedy, low vibrational, gross, nasty, disgusting, perverted growth, because it's out of hand. Because people think that they're doing wonderful, beautiful acts, and you don't fucking do kids. I was a kid that got. I got to download yesterday the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang song. I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. See, I catch kid catchers because I know who the kid catchers are, and now other people, they're just finally jumping onto what I have been trying to educate people on. Oh, going on about 46 years now, talking about energy and vibes and low vibes and high vibes and egocentric vibes and heart-based vibes and spirited vibes, and just trying to teach people, because and people still keep taking their baby boys out on a boat because they got good ideas. I didn't even recognize the girl. She's had a lot of plastic surgery done. I mean, I know the natural progression of a face when it, because people's face changes when they get older, and that's all paid. That's all ego. So what, were you trying to do a ussy with you and your boy and you fell in? I mean, it's all ego stuff. It's all that stuff that people do that fucking, and I ain't ever gonna know no 100% of the account. I just know that she's gone. Now there's a little 4-year-old boy that, dad's not around. Now maybe he's gonna go live with him. Maybe it'll be better for him. Maybe it'll be worse. Maybe it's better for this boy. That it doesn't even matter. It's because people just don't do safe things. They just take unnecessary risks. And I assure you I know this, because as I say this, I'm going through a laundry list of visuals in my mind of all of the times that I should have been killed if my guardian angels, guides, whatever you want to call them, weren't looking out for me that day. But I ain't a cat, and I only got so many lives. Yeah. I only got so much time. And I might have, and I probably used all my lives up when I was younger anyway. Head to toe, Lisa and Cult Jam. We're taught to be fearful. We're taught. I was taught to be fearful of all the scary bad guys because of all the scary bad guys that people were brought into my world. Lessons learned. You know? Energy like attracts energy. And we create our essence. Our essence by the choices that we make every day. And those perverts like the joyful essence. The perverts, they love the joyful essence. And then they love it when they take it and they see that essence leave from your eye. When they shatter, when your spirit becomes vacant, when they've dominated you. And they're just like, I have nothing because I've just been taken over. So I have to just either fight it and die or just let it happen. And then it'll be over. But then the creeperton gets the satisfaction of knowing that he got your essence. The thing of it is we create our own essence. We generate our own essence by creating good things in our life. And some people get stuck. They get stuck. Sometimes I'll go back there to remember, you know. I can dip out. I can dip out and go to a joyful place and come back when the occasion's over. You know, whether I'm getting screwed by a dude when I'm a 10-month-old baby or when I'm getting screwed by this fucking ass hat behind the counter at the DMV that says, oh, I don't like your kind, so I'm just going to make you go over here. And it don't matter the color of their skin. It don't matter the color of my skin. It's that egoic, I'm going to make you dance. I feel miserable as a human, so I'm going to make everybody else around me feel miserable too. It's the imbalance. I can't wait till people start figuring it out, because my world is small, man. I got nobody left. Me and Ma, Mr. I. That's all I got. 3 people. But yeah, I'm supposed to wear a mask for a bunch of people that don't fucking give a shit about me or care about my existence or getting my life better, because I've tried. I've been trying for 3 years. I've been turned down for every kind of job. I'm unemployable in Salem, Oregon, so I'm trying to leave. If I get, hey, if one thing I get is when I'm not wanted, because my whole life people have told me that I'm not wanted. And what that did is it gave me my imagination and my courage and my gumption and my moxie and my desire to make a life that's comfortable for me without anybody else in it. Because I'm going to live no matter. I'm going to live on this earth. I don't have to live among nobody. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be joyful. I'm going to dance around as long as I got music in my ear. Even if batteries ran out. Even if there's no more recharging batteries and all the music went away. I still got all the songs in me. I still got all the music, and I would still just dance around the same. I'd still replay put my life soundtrack on shuffle. And go out and add to any situation I can, because, God, aren't there enough people that are taking stuff, that are being the suck, the draw? You know? We're 7-8 months into fucking, you know, one of the biggest economical catastrophes that this Turtle Island's gonna see since they've been taking control since 1776. You know, that's why all this has happened, because more and more people are moving into their ego. While the cracks of society get smaller. I'm not an idiot. I never did nothing bad in life to deserve the circumstances. I have done things to you know, I made the decision. I did. There's a clause. I got all my dogs from the foster, the Basset Beagle Rescue, and they said if you ever get in a bind, all the dogs have to go back. That's to make sure that the dogs are okay. The idea of me having to get... So I stopped paying the water bill to buy dog food. And that is how my water account started because I chose dog food because they're all the family I have. And people say, oh, you... But that was the choice I made 3 years ago. And my family's still together. And we've gotten by. And I just know that there's... whatever happens in life, life happens. It hurts. Life is painful, man. Life is physically painful. Life is emotionally painful. The thing of it is people hang on to that pain. They hang on to it. They don't let it go. They hang on to it. And then they don't even just hang on to it, but they stuff it. They stuff it. They don't acknowledge it. They ignore it. And that is how cancers are made. And that is how growths come. And that's when people start getting skin tags. That's when they start getting blotchy and liver spots. It's just neglecting your own soul sack. This is why I meditate an hour, because so I let the energies of emotions flow through me, and I don't gotta hang on to them, because I used to hang on to them, and I used to ride that vibe, that anger vibe, and that anger vibe got me through a lot of stuff, and it gave me a lot of determination, and it got, it helped me reach a lot of goals. And then what happened next is, when I got here, universe said, flip 180, now we need to freaking regular size your ego. We need to teach you to get your ego in check, because you can't talk all this stuff, and then when the universe starts giving you all the gifts, I can't be another hypocrite. So that's why I have my rules, my own personal constitution that is more in line with universal cosmic laws. That whatever abundance I acquire, whatever comes into my PayPal, whatever tucks back there, whatever goodness comes my way, monetarily, that's why fools like me are bad with money. I will keep 49%. My birthday's April 9th. That's a fair number. I'll keep 49% for me, and I'll give 51% away to other people like me, to help them get their shit turned back on, or but that's the thing, is the city, there's so much money out there, and the city just wastes it because they tell themselves they can. They've given them these, it's not just this city, it's these vibrational frequencies that have interjected themselves in society. They're in fast food, they're in DMV, they're in DC, they're in hospitals, they're in universities. They're all of us. They're me when I don't meditate every day. They're me when I start thinking about all the stuff I deserve and where places I should be. It's me when I'm not living in my spirit. And so when I take that attitude out in the world, Grandma used to say, don't be ugly. You're being ugly. Well, nothing was never mine. Huh? Nothing is ever anybody's. We're a spirit having a human experience. All this shit, this is borrowed. I try to keep whatever. Mom was kind of a hoarder, so I try to keep things at a minimum, because there ain't nobody after me. It's Mom, and then it's me and my dogs. But hopefully I'll outlive them. I don't know. Mom might outlive me. Who knows? She's smart, wise old bird lady. Turtle bird lady. She's so cute. Gotta get her breakfast soon. She's been getting up early, so it's freaking throwing my timing off, because anyway, it's just different. But I go with the flow. That's what you do when you adapt. But people have in these paradigms have made it so everything changes. This, it used to be things change the same, but then there's this whole other vibe of progress, progress, and all this stuff, and it creates cognitive dissonance. So we need more diversity. I'm all about inclusion. That's why all my talks, I don't monetize my channel, none of that, because to me I give this stuff for free. I offer other services. I mean, if people want to pay me, people pay me money in PayPal for just the words that I say. they appreciate my teachings or my knowings or my excerpts or whatever. I mean, that's, and my words are my words. They're my own. I mean, I think about how many fucking other people, like meteorologists, they're just reading stuff on a prompter. There's a meteorologist, Flowers was his last name, in Omaha. Dude got arrested for prostitution, got fired, but, you know, not to worry. Bros Club, Midwestern style, you know. We'll just let the dust settle for a year. Year later, another station picked up, act like nothing happened, because the perverts, you know, it's just all, oh, just boys being boys, you know. Just all that stuff was allowed forever and ever since 1776. And, well, unless people advantage from it, unless you advantage from it, it's really actually quite freaking shitty for everybody else to have to watch this fucking, you know, the hogs, the pigs, you know. And as far as shame is in the eye of the beholder. You know, I used to have shame when I was fat. I used to have shame when I was skinny. And every time I had shame is because I chose to have shame. So if people ever choose to have any shame with any fucking goddamn thing I ever say, the shame is fucking on you. And so, yeah, I'm an IT professional. I'm a good photographer. You know, I'm a badass cook, baker. You know, I'm a jack of all tirades. Because I get cantankerously mad sometimes. Because people are just so inconsiderate. I just can't understand how they can be just so inconsiderate. And all they do is think about themselves. That's all they fucking do all day long, is they think about what they can do to get things to make them feel good. And it's just like, if you shut the fuck up, meditate for a little bit, you know, you can figure out all the rest. But people don't want to do that. They don't want to take the time. They want that instant gratification. That instant gratification. Dude, and when I told homegirl, I same flame, she told me, oh, I don't see the point of knowing you anymore. Okay. Alright, well, I'm tired of trying to get you to see the point of why you should know me, so take care. I'll see you around OB Dog Journey page, Nora Beth. Tell the boys I said hi, and TT too. So, or bye, goodbye. And I said goodbye. I've never said goodbye to her. Never said the words goodbye. And I was like, as you wish. Goodbye, Nora Beth. And I won't. And I want to. Because every time something happens in life, she's the one I want to tell. Every time, she's the one I want to tell. But I won't do it. Because I respect her boundaries. And the last time, and I know the astrology. I shouldn't have even tried to talk to her in January. I was just testing stuff, and I screw around, I play, and then I freaking hurt my own feelings because I know what's going to happen. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I see the potential of what's going to happen, and based on history, how it's probably going to go, unless she's really done things different. But how am I going to know if she's grown unless I try? So I try, and then I'm like, okay, well, she's grown in this area, like the astrology said, but in this one, okay, see you around. And she ain't my same freak, but I like her a lot. I respect her, and I don't respect a lot of people, and that's why I thought it would be really cool that we worked together, and she just never wanted to see it. It was always more fun to live in her ego and to put me off. And I was like, ooh, this week don't go out, you know, and it's not just like going out like anything bad was going to happen that weekend. It's drawing the potential, because you were people that were out and like, ooh, look at me in this eclipse energy, and like camping on that weekend, because you were out in your ego and didn't have the discipline to listen to the spirits and the stars and the alignments of, like, dude, of all the times, just sit this one out. Just sit this one out. Go next weekend. Go the weekend before, just not, or 2 days later, 2 days, but just not that. And people have free will, so they did it. And they haven't been doing the work, so the people that haven't done the work and did that and then have the karma, holy fuck, man. I guess I don't want to see. I don't want to see what's going to happen to people. I was listening to the Leo Cub. I don't like the kid. He has good stuff to say. So it's just an example of how I listen to people, even though I don't like them as people, but they're smart. So I got it. turn down my ego enough to not freaking reflect too much of his freaking loud, obnoxious shit. So I get the data that, to get affirmations of just more data. And he brought up the gladiator. And I was thinking about, and people keep bringing up, cycles happen in astrology, and they keep bringing up the same storylines because the same storylines keep playing out in real life. And, we're just trying to get people to see, stop living in freaking ego, live from spirit. That's the bottom line. And it came out in 2000. That's when I went in basic training. May 5th, 2000. And I just looked this up this morning. It's fresh in my head. And, Ozark Mountain. Travis Walton. That was my grandma's maiden name. I'll be watching that next. And, the bus driver. I always had weird shit like this happen. In people in my group's pockets, because we were all part of it. A lot of times this stuff happened on my own. The bus driver is like, when we were going from basic training, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, up to Wichita Falls, Texas. And he's like, I got some DV, because we get on, the bus, and I'm looking at stuff, and I'm like, hey, these, they got these. I'm a strategist, so I get on the bus, either I sit in the front, but these were like newer buses kind of thing, and I grew up and they didn't have TVs and stuff, and this one had TVs on it, so I made sure I planted my ass in eye shot of where one of the TVs were, in case maybe we got to watch something on these, on our bus ride, because, we're part of the federal, we're Air Force now, we get all the bells and whistles, perks and stuff, good old boys club. So, homeboy, bus driver freaking was like, I got some DVDs, we'll swing by my house. So he takes us to his house. We're driving through the neighborhood, and he's like turning around in cul-de-sac and stuff, big old bus. And I'm like, and dude, freaking, he was a rad driver, he knew, when you know how to drive things, don't matter, how big it is, about space and stuff like that. But took us to his house. One of the movies he got was Gladiator, and they watched, and I fell asleep because it's not a man's, it's a egocentric storyline of it's, that's what they all are. All the cartoons, Aladdin, every story ever written really is about, are you gonna live from your spirit or from your ego? And usually the people that live from their ego die a terrible, terrible, terrible death in the end. But in spirit, it's a little less. I mean, it's always painful, but it doesn't, the rewards are always seemed a little bit more bountiful. So anyway, that's about all I got for now. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.